So we got kids standing at the fence, watching practice. No, come on, come on. Well, I can't afford it. I didn't ask anything about that. Come on, we'll figure out the dollars, we'll figure out the cents. And, well, I don't have cleats. Well, cool. I don't have a mouthpiece. Good. I just bought 40 from Amazon. I got you. There's a no policy. And we operate under, our grandma's told us a story about stone soup.
Oh, yep.
You got a pot and a hot stone, some water. Well, you got some cabbage, you got some carrots, and he's got some potatoes. Everybody doesn't need to have it all figured out, but if you put that right group around you, it starts to figure out and everybody's eating.
Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. My shorty bad like Shakira. Ooh. I told her look in the mirror. Yeah. Don't need a license to carry. I do not let them sit near. She got a heart that's so pure. Better hope nothing occur. Better hope nothing occur.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of NFL Flag Talk. This is episode 10, and I'm Eric Cooper.
I'm Rashad Colvin.
And this time of the year, April, is a time where NFL flag leagues all across the country are starting their spring season, and some of those organizations also have travel teams. So we'll be hearing about all of those topics today. We have three guests who've been with our league at various ages, various years, a lot of experience. So we're going to introduce them to you right now. To my left, Jay Turner. Say something about yourself a little bit.
Appreciate you, Coop. My name's Jay. Been around the league for about 8 years, I want to say. I started out when I was 15 years old, coaching in in-house. Took it to travel and coaching a little bit of high school ball now as well. So,
awesome.
Going through the years, man.
Awesome. Glad to have you here. To my right,
I'm Coach Glenn from Valley Prep out in Arnold, New Kent area. This is our second year with the NFL Flag League. It's a pleasure to be here. What an experience.
Awesome. And then if you pay attention to that intro that you just saw, his face is on there with his team from last year, Coach Diesel. To my reader, right? What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Coach Diesel? Been around this great organization for probably about, 8, 9 years now? I'm a vet, old guy now, but I started coaching in-house, then we moved on to Travel Flag, where we're gaining a lot of success, so excited for this upcoming year.
But what brought you to coach flag football in the first place?
Honestly, I've been begging you for a few years before you actually let me in. But my little brother actually had signed up to play, and that's when I decided to stop playing ball myself. I wanted to find a way to still be around the game. I thought about being a referee, thought about being a commentator. Then I was like, you know what, let me just try this coaching thing out, So I bugged Coop for about 2 years. Then when I turned 15, finally gave me the green light to let me in. So appreciate you forever.
Awesome.
We had, a gentleman that came to our area and planted a seed, knowing that more sports were needed in our area. Whether most areas go low income, things like that. It's sports and crime. To give activities, we have just a great drive of sport, and what you can teach and educate through a sport. You can touch hearts and touch lives. That's why I personally got into it. I had my kids play. This year my daughter's playing, which is huge. She comes from a boxing background, so to see her outcondition the boys on the field, I get to raise not only my kids but be part of the kids in the community and raising them up. Not that I'll need it, but it's a family type deal in our area. I brought along a lot of my friends who have coached. We have like Coach Mike's with us for the second year. He played some semi-pro ball. That's huge.
Nice.
To be able to step onto a field and tell a kid that we're parents making a difference. So that's what led my heart into it.
Gotcha.
And what a welcoming league.
Absolutely.
For me, man, I just love working with the kids. I've been like that since I was probably about 15, 16 myself. Just getting kids together from around the neighborhood and just going and play different people. But we were scripting plays at that point with me. Then I got my bug probably, I want to say about maybe when I turned about 28, 29. I really started getting more heavily involved in with it. And then when my son started getting a little older, you know, he started picking up a football. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go. So, you know, started coaching him, fell back into love with coaching again at that point. And then it was just off from the races from there. Signed up when Cooper and Rashad was a part of the Y at that point. And these two guys said yes. They was in need of coaches, and they was like, come on, let's go. You know, and then it was off from there, man. So I appreciate y'all guys. You know, I always tell y'all thank you for saying yes to me. You know, so definitely.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so for you guys that coach tackle football and coach flag, what do you see as some of the maybe the bigger key differences in the two platforms? Like, what stands out to you, and what do you see? Like, okay, so I coach this way for tackle, I might coach this way for flag. Like, what are some of the things that you guys see as far as both sports?
I can jump in on that one. The main differences to me between flag and tackle, flag, you're basically developing a more skilled player because you got to know how to play every position in flag. So the differences between that, to me, is that when you're in tackle, your kid might not get a lot of playing time. You may be put in a position where that's not really your natural position. But at the same time, they still should go by those lines of, you know, commitment, you know, discipline, and commitment, discipline. Also, just teamwork, you know, building teamwork and stuff with the team. But the main difference is, I mean, besides putting on pads and tackling,
For sure.
and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, injury is an injury. I mean, if it's meant for you to get one, you're going to get one, you know. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but, you know, it's just an injury.
It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
But the main misconception about flag, too, is that it's not fun and it's not physical, and that's not true. We go out there and compete just as, if not harder, than you do in tackle. You know, so for me, those are the, you know, main differences I see between the two.
Gotcha. All right.
You know, I guess the biggest thing that kind of bothers me is when it comes to flag, kids are known to have fun with the game. When it comes to tackle, they're taught to be more aggressive and not have fun and be so serious.
Okay.
And I try to make a difference in that. And you're supposed to have fun with anything you play,
sure.
honestly. So I always try to make it fun for the kids. You know, when I'm coaching tackle, whether it's playing music, dancing at practice, whatever it may be.
Nice.
You know, you don't always have to be so uptight about it. You know, just because it's tackle. You know, I get your coaching aggression, and you know, when you're on the field, you want to hit someone as hard as you can. But at the end of the day, it's all about having fun.
No
you know
doubt.
what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing I've seen.
Okay.
That's huge, and it's super key. Going off of what you're saying about it, you know, having fun. Everybody forgets the word play. We're playing a game. We're having a good time. You're taking the stress off of the youth, right? Developing skills. We see the skills translate from flag straight to our tackle teams, because all of our kids play for our tackle teams. And the development of, you know, we're getting 2,000 extra reps prior to tackle. Prior to tackle, these kids have 2,000 reps in. They're game ready. You know, going in tackle in our area. You know, there's kids who are studs. Those are the ones that are playing. You know, coaches are trying to win. I mean, we're all trying to win. But at the end of the day, I think the best rule is 10 to 12 to a team. These kids are playing every down. You know, the education level there, the confidence that's built, and we teach hard is, you know, once that play is done, it's done. If you scored, cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you drop the ball, cool. Next play. And this all factors over to life. You know, we're teaching life skills through football.
For sure.
Through an element.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
you know, we have this big old tree at the end of our field. And, you know, we push to the kids, you know, that tree's there. It's big. Can't do nothing.
Mm.
You're just a little bitty thing that can change the world. And these kids they bite into it. They bite into it with the skills and the development that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a Coach Mike. You know, his foundation is growth and development.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of little mixes going in to the minds of these kids, just through football. What we see with tackle, it's just. I mean, we have some great coaches. But you have kids that stand on the sidelines and get yelled at for not playing, and they have this thing called fifth quarter just so that you could get them in. And,
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it doesn't translate into the mix.
Gotcha.
You know.
All right.
You're sort of brand new to our league, and so tell us some of the challenges and some of the rewards of having your own organization and starting to build that up.
The challenges are getting out of my own way. Okay. And understanding that as we put Valley Prep Academy together officially as a nonprofit, that I didn't have to do it all, and I would think that, you know, I'm a normal man, normal dad. I can carry the weight. I work 14 to 16 hours a day, you know, 5-6 days a week. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids, full house. So learning to trust in the fact that if I was to say, hey, Coop, can you handle that? And you say yes, I don't have to worry about it. So getting the right group of people together, one. And then we were very small to the league. We had a team and a half. Our 10U was playing up to 12U, so we could have 2 teams last season. This year, you know, we expected maybe 24 to 30 kids. We're at 60.
Crazy.
And that number
awesome.
could still grow.
Right.
Because as I was talking earlier with you guys, you know, we don't say no. We'll find a way. The best way to produce success through a child, through a family, is to eliminate any excuse for a no. If you can't, we can. If we can't figure it out, we know someone who can. So that's been the biggest challenge, finding, you know, just how to operate within the league. And you guys are so like-minded. It's a beautiful thing.
For sure.
You know, I've called at 10 o'clock at night. You know, I've texted at 6 in the morning, just when I have time to say, how does this go? Can you help me here? Can we get this figured out? We're ready to play.
No doubt.
You know, the 20th is near us.
Yeah.
Those have been the challenges, getting out of your own way and allowing, you know, the right people around you to help you function.
All right. So now we kind of talking about scheme and how do you get, you know, how do you focus, you know, your mindset about it. So Deez, we gonna toss this question to you about coming up with a defensive game plan or a defensive scheme for flag football. So for people watching, like, we know that you're strong on the defensive side.
Thank you.
But what do you, like, maybe if you could, you know, tell some of our viewers, like, how do you develop a defense? Like, what are your thoughts behind defense? Like, if you could just give us a quick synopsis.
And we're taking notes.
For sure.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm in the golf of what you said. I've learned off of all of the coaches, you know, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, we don't like hide any secrets too much. You know what I'm saying? So we're more than, like, everybody here. We've just been like, hey, you should do this. We should do that. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? So, like, please take notes. I ain't gonna give you everything. But I mean, honestly, first off, it comes with the players. You know, some things you just can't do defensive wise if you don't have the players to do it. So you got to figure out who you have that can execute your scheme. Sometimes you might have to change it. Sometimes you may have to, you know, kind of just massage what you do, or maybe just totally throw it out and just come up with something different. But it starts with the players first. Then after that, you know, you got to coach them the mindset. You know, this is what it is. You know, don't miss a flag. Let's pull flags. That's the key thing. You know, you don't miss a flag, you can stop a play. You know, secondly, it's seeing what the offense is going to do. You know, sometimes I put myself in that mindset. Okay, yeah, it's 3rd and 6. You know, where do you think they're going to go on this play? You know, where are we at on the field? Where they need to go? You know, so that's another tip. You know what I mean? Just you got to be very aware of what's going on at all times. For me, I have to try to keep it. You know, see where we are. And another one, I'll give you another one. Make sure you identify your blitzer, the person that can get to the quarterback. You know, personally, I use all 5 to get there at certain points, but you want to identify your best one and keep sending them.
So that's on the defensive side of the ball. Coach Jay, we'll turn to you for the offensive side of the ball. You've been known for your innovative schemes in offense and over the years, and you work for a tackle football coach on the offensive side of the ball too as well. So tell us all about that side.
Honestly, it just starts with repetition. You know, when we were when I was coaching the travel team, when we were at the peak for those 2 years, we didn't change the playbook much. You know, we had 18 plays on our wristband and we never changed. You know, we went into different tournaments with different hand signal plays. We would switch up, 6 different plays on the hand signal side, but on the wristband it never changed. And we would practice 2 times a week from January to December and never change those plays.
Wow.
It's all about repetition.
For
so,
sure.
As soon as your players have confidence in your plays and you're teaching it the right way, any play could work.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
All 18 plays aren't touchdown plays. They're not all first down plays. They all have a meaning behind it. But it's all about coaching that play up.
No doubt.
I'm not scrapping it after each tournament. You know, if it's all about adjusting your plays as well.
Gotcha.
You know, every yard matters. Where you make this cut matters. Where the quarterback looks first matters. Everything matters, and it's all about putting your players in the best position as well. You know, learning how to dial up a deep ball for your big receiver. You know, if you have your little shifty receiver, knowing how to get them in space. All that type of stuff matters, but it all comes again with repetition.
For sure.
And knowing what you're coaching, and just giving the players the confidence that each play is going to work. You
No
know,
doubt.
when you call a play, you don't want the player to be like, it's this play.
No,
You know?
no.
You want them to be excited when the
sure.
play's coming in a huddle. You know, so I think that's what it all starts with. Honestly.
Gotcha. Now, I think after all these episodes we had, all these podcast episodes, I don't think we ever got a chance to really talk about what we do here as far as our league. Why was our league, named as one of the best, leagues, NFL flag leagues of the year? So now I feel like we want to throw the question out to you guys so we could kind of talk about, like, why we're so successful, why our league is so good. So we're just going to throw the question out there, like, why you feel like our league, the Pittsburgh NFL League, has been so good, so dope, like so influential over these years. So I'll just toss the question up to you guys.
For me, it's just competitive, and it's more or less it's family too. Like, it's good to see, like, after the games, you see the kids just running around playing, tossing footballs, and they're just being kids after they done maybe even got blown out 28-0. Like, it's just they don't care. They just just that atmosphere, peaceful atmosphere is great, man. Like, and we always try to bring something new and different to the table too. We're always kind of trying to think forward, and it's just competitive, man. Honestly, that's the word that's coming up for me.
For sure.
It's competitive.
Yeah,
it's just competitive league, man, and it's fun for the kids, man. It's just something to do. I wish I'd have had this when I was young.
Yeah.
We always say that.
Same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But yeah, that for me, that's what it is.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
It's huge, and it translates. I remember one game in particular. We were playing the Cowboys last season, and one of our kids got hurt on the field. And the 2 coaches and the mom from the other side come running to the aid of my player.
Nice.
It's family
for sure.
Biting off the Fast and the Furious.
Right.
That's how you feel.
Yeah.
We never heard. There's no disrespectful word. There's competitive coaching.
Right.
We're in that moment.
Right.
But after the game,
Right.
it's dabs and handshakes and
sure.
we'll see you down the road.
Right.
And I know from the quality of coaches that, Deez or Jay, if I didn't show and there was 2 coaches, I know that one of them, and this is across the league, would step in and carry my team through that game.
doubt.
I know it. I
sure.
don't have a doubt in my mind.
For sure.
And we're all on the same level in
Right.
terms of this is about the kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No
So
doubt.
whatever that translates to at that moment, this is what it's for.
No doubt.
I've had coaches correct my kids when my kids have done something, out of line on the field, and it's a head nod across the field. That's right.
No doubt.
And then it takes a good foundation. You guys have set up a good foundation, block by block.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's been things that haven't worked, and you've scrapped them and went back to the drawing board. Like I said, we're the second year, and just being able to reach out at any moment. And we all have, life's going on.
For sure.
But that message back is pretty instantaneous in terms of what we can all do, and we've tried to make sure as Valley Prep Academy that when we've had an opportunity, we put that opportunity back out. We are blessed with
No doubt.
tons of cleats
No doubt.
or whatever. So of course we took care of our kids first.
No doubt.
However, as we speak, my truck's loaded to go to the field today and issue these to kids that need them.
Nice.
No
Love
questions
that.
asked.
No, love that.
There's no questions
Beautiful.
asked. Things of that nature. And it helps us as coaches to grow as men and women.
You guys stole the words right out of my mouth.
Right.
Competitiveness. I was thinking about that all night last night too. Like, man, it's a competitive environment from the kids to the coaches to the parents, but it's all positive. They're not arguing, saying "fight me" in the parking lot after the games.
Right.
It's all competitive, but it's positive competitiveness. And it sets the kids up from when they're 6 years old all the way up to they're graduating high school.
For sure.
And that's just like you guys said, it's a family environment, and it doesn't get no better than this, man. It doesn't. It doesn't. I've seen 2 other leagues around the area, and no disrespect to them, they're great leagues, but nothing compares to this, honestly. And that's just because of the competitiveness. Everyone wants that trophy at the end of the year. Everyone wants that offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, quarterback of the year. We're keeping
MVP.
real life stats in this
Right.
league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, gives the kids something to look forward to for sure.
Oh, awesome. So, since you've been part of our league, can you discuss a memorable moment or two since you've been playing in-house, travel, whatever?
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's a tough one for me.
Rashad, we all know you my biggest mentor. I'll say that. But we had some battles.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely.
And the most memorable one was when we won our first championship against you. That was 2017 Spring League. I remember it.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos,
That was
Colts.
yeah, for sure.
Overtime
It was heated.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was heated.
overtime
I remember
game.
that
Final
game.
score 45-43.
Crazy.
Right, Coop?
Yeah.
That was the final score, right?
I guess it was.
So you got
Five
to,
points.
but you got to set the picture for that game.
I'm going to just say this. It was the most packed game I've ever been a part of, flag-wise, not because of our game, more because our game was taking so long and the next teams were waiting to play. You had the next team's parents, next team's kids, and they're all in tune to the game because it was just back and forth scoring the entire time. And we drove down the field, I think like 5 seconds ago, scoring the last play of the game. And a lot of controversy happened after
Right,
that,
right.
but man, that one felt great.
I
The
remember that
atmosphere
game.
was
It was
crazy.
crazy because it was the first time I was able to beat this guy.
Atmosphere
I
was
remember that
crazy.
game.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I remember that game like it was 2 weeks ago.
Man.
Yeah, I love that game. I have a lot. And it's kind of hard to pick. Going back to the homie, it's my brother's keeper. We battled on the sidelines. If y'all ever seen us coaching together, it seemed like we're always arguing with each other, but it's not even like that. Like we're really being competitive towards each other. I think I'm gonna go on the travel side. Being one of the first teams to go to Vegas, that was one of my most memorable moments. Because we were always so close.
Right.
So close. It'd be like that one play or that one somebody, the infamous somebody false start. You know,
Oh my
Coach J, you know all about that, boy.
Yeah.
But that game, it was the weather was horrible too. It was raining, and we pulled it out, man. And to see the look on both of these two faces, priceless for me, man. And I felt like I finally was able to give back to y'all in a way that y'all gave back to me. Like, okay, yeah, you told me yes. So, all right, now we going to Vegas.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Sure.
I think that it was a low-scoring game, but I think it was like 14-7 was the score. We was in Conshohocken in Philly. It was a rough game, but the team that we played, I think they beat us in pool play.
Okay.
I think. No, they didn't. They didn't beat us in pool play. We had played them, and then we played them again. And they had did some things offensive-wise that I schemed up to shut it down. And, boy, that was a big moment, man. That was a big moment. It was a tearjerker, you know, but it was well worth it, man. And I'm happy that that game went our way. You know what I mean? But that was one of my most memorable moments.
Yeah, with us, you know, I mean, it's only our second season, but last season, every player on our 10U scored. So as we got later in the season, it became a thing. You know, we're gonna make sure each kid gets his touchdown.
Nice.
And you know, my son, he's high functioning autistic, little Buddha Blazer.
Okay.
And he ran for that 7-yard little scat into the end zone.
Nice.
And I ran out on that field, and I must have threw him 20 foot in the air. You know, but to each kid, that, you know, they'll remember the football. But our goal, you know, for the season is to make sure that each athlete gets across that end zone,
Nice.
gets to feel that, gets to hold that ball, and you know, gets cheered up by their teammates. What a boost, right? I mean, I get chills just thinking about it. That's a powerful Kool-Aid right there. So for us, that was for me personally the most memorable thing that we did within the 10U organization. Then we had the 12U. It took quite a while to get them some traction going, and they're going to be some trouble this year.
Nice. If for a chance, if we could talk to maybe some of the parents who may only play tackle, who might not know about flag, or there may be a misconception about flag. For a moment, can we talk to these parents, like tell these parents like what flag football is and like maybe why they're missing out, so we can kind of help them maybe come to flag football?
I'll start with that one. So luckily I had the benefit of coaching youth tackle football as well before I jumped into high school. And the biggest thing I noticed was the development from the skilled players. You know, everyone can run pitch left, pitch right, or quarterback power left, quarterback power right, but can that receiver out there run a slant? Can he run a hitch, catch the ball and go? Can he run a go route? Can he run a post? Can he run a corner? And that's where the youth is missing out on when they're not playing flag.
Speak on it.
You know what I mean?
Speak on it.
And I don't say that in a bad way, you know, but
true.
Yeah.
it's true. It's what I've been able to see. You know, I've had the luxury of coaching youth flag and youth tackle, and you know, that's honestly what it is. You know, the quarterbacks aren't as strong-armed. You know, they're not as smart when it comes to reading the defense. And luckily, those flag kids are getting that early on. They're learning how to run the entire route tree. Quarterbacks are learning how to read a defense, and you know, on a snap count as well, they only have 7 seconds, or they're getting blitzed. So I think that's the biggest thing that kids are missing out on when they're jumping straight into just a youth tackle ball. You know, and if I had a message to parents, it's don't miss out on that flag stage. Don't skip it. Even if you want to play both, you know, there's spring league flags, and you can play tackle
For sure.
in the fall, but just don't skip on it. That's what I would say.
Oh, it's huge. We're talking about, you know, our quarterbacks and our receivers have about 2,000 extra reps.
Love that.
And that's prior to, you know, from practice and real game time.
Right.
We had one of our quarterbacks got hurt like second game last season. So we had another kid to step in, never played quarterback. Well, this kid went and started for our Ken.
Wow.
You know, and does very well. this flag develops that short game pass,
Yes.
which is missing.
Yes.
You know, that quick thought process. And setting your feet, just the tones and what goes with good quarterback skills.
No doubt.
Getting away from them, even you know, kids who normally wouldn't play center. You know, we have 3 or 4 kids that could step right up into the tackle and know how to snap a ball and no counts.
Nice.
For us, our centers and our quarterbacks identify the defenses.
Nice.
And
Okay.
communicate it out to our receivers.
sure.
So the game education plan that's happening, you got to have an educated player.
For sure.
So it does come from the athlete first,
No doubt.
correct? So they're learning. With the size of our organization, we have 2 development teams.
Okay.
So our Valley Vikings Bears are our Valley Bears. The Bears teams are our development.
Gotcha.
So these kids are game ready with knowledge going into the tackle season.
Okay.
And one, we don't have, our parents don't have to stay at practice. You know, it's an hour and a half.
Gotcha.
Go do your shopping. Get your laundry done.
Yeah.
Take a break.
We got 'em.
You know,
Yeah.
we got
No doubt.
this.
Yeah.
So it allows for just a little bit of peace.
For sure.
It's well worth it.
Nice.
I mean, what's wrong with having a little bit of extra repetition?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And for you as the parent, say they have your child playing a different position that they shouldn't be playing. Well, you can always show them better than you can tell them. You know, put him in flag. You know, if you feel like he's a great receiver or a tight end or a running back or a quarterback. Put him in flag, tape his games. Look, coach, this is what you're missing out on. You know, or better yet, come to the games and you can see what he's doing.
No doubt.
You know, this is just in flag, so just imagine when he put the pads on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just, but at the end of the day, man, it's just fun. It's just fun for the kids, man. You know, there's kids that really just sit on the bench all day and tackle. They're just sitting there. You know, have them play flag, get extra reps. You'll be able to build just the motor skills, fine tune the game. I mean, that's just what flag is for. I mean, because you just ain't no time for you to be sitting down. You got to be on the field with flag. You know. But yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, just use it as a tool and just not just look at it as a little whatever sport you want to call it. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's way bigger than that. So that'd be my take on that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So now, one of the biggest topics as a coach is player rotation and trying to get the players onto the field. So explain, how do you do that to try to get the kids equal playing time so they feel like their time's not being wasted, things of that nature?
Every kid's good at something, and
True.
I had that challenge last year for probably the first time. I actually had a real challenge at
Really?
that. I had 2 girls on my team, and I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
You know, I was scared at first. I was talking to my assistant coaches, like, man, like, I never had to coach a girl. Like,
Right.
I don't know where to put them. I got 2 of them. I don't know where to put them. And like I said, every kid's good at something. One was great at blitzing, and one was great at snapping.
No doubt.
So,
There
you know,
go.
we were able to figure it out.
Problem solved.
You figure it out. Even if they don't play every down, make them feel a part of the team.
No doubt.
You know, one of them was known to, hey, on 3rd down, you're rushing.
Okay.
You know why? Because that boy that's a quarterback is intimidated by you. So every 3rd down, when it's the most important down, I want you blitzing
For
them.
sure.
You know
I
what I
like
mean?
that.
So
Okay.
that's what I think about.
Okay.
Like you said, Jay, every kid's good at something. You might not be the fastest receiver, but man, you might be a crazy linebacker that can go side to side and you won't let nobody get past. You know, you might not be a good person for catching the ball, but man, you the best flag puller I got. You know, or you maybe just can't pull flags, but boy, if I put you on the corner and that ball go in the air, I know you're gonna catch that ball. You know, so you know, it's just coaching your players up and seeing where they're good at and just put them at that spot. You know, really try to create an environment for them where they feel successful anywhere they play on the field, really, basically. So it's just really, you know, knowing your players and, you know, just putting them where they need to be, you know.
I think the league, you guys have helped us figure it out. Team size. You got 10 to 12 kids. It's not really a question of who to play and when to play.
Right.
You know, you got your offensive guys and your backups and your defense and your backup. and we're fortunate. Like we have like 2 quarterbacks, so we're able to run different schemes and situations and offenses out of both of them.
Okay.
They know the full book. Last year we were really stuck on this play here. This is where you're going to be. You're getting the ball, okay? This year, all 4 of the players around our quarterback, just due to team size, know each position. So, Joey might be over there on this play. Well, we're going to run the same play again, but now Tommy's over there. We have that ability, and we only have that ability to develop due to team size. If we had 20 kids on a team, half the kids are automatically sitting half the game.
No doubt.
We have 2 rules for our coaches, and each kid is to play at least half a game. And if they argue, disrespect, whether it's another coach, a ref, another player, they sit for half a game. Those are the 2 rules that we have.
Okay.
Everything else, coaches have their own teams, their own abilities. I don't interfere, but those are the 2 rules we push.
Let me jump in real fast. Does practice for you all have any meaning when it comes to playing time for the kids, or say the kid can't make it for a particular practice, or they have to be there to get in, or?
I got 2 different answers.
Okay.
When it comes to in-house league, like they said, it's situational. The travel team, when you want to be on this competitive team, I had a rule for the kids. You had 2 allowed missed practices. Non-holidays, picnics or whatever it may be for school. You have 2 practices that you can miss. Just amongst yourselves. Once you get to that, your starting spot's gone for now. You have to get back to practice and earn it. When we practice hard for our elite team. Twice a week, like I said, from January to December. We practice hard. It's not fair to some kids. If, the star player's not coming to practice, why am I still on the bench? Nah, it's not going down that way.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
like I said, 2 different answers.
Okay. All right. So now talking about travel, even though, again, I want to talk about our league, Pittsburgh NFL League, this whole conversation. But talking about travel flag football, how do you prepare to play in like some of these bigger tournaments? Like, what do you do to get ready to play in some of these bigger tournaments? Again, Beast of the East is coming up, biggest tournament in the world. So, like, how do you prepare for something like that?
So, when I was coaching the travel, that's when I was first volunteering and shadowing for high school. And what I found myself trying to do was translate everything I was seeing and learning from high school to the travel team.
Okay.
Sometimes I overdid it,
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
But, I was big on film study. I was big on film nights with the team. I was big on scout practices. I actually did a little bit too much. I was texting the guys from Arizona, asking them to send me discs from different teams that they're playing down there. But whenever we'd enter a tournament, whether it's 12 teams in our division, 14, typically I had at least 6 or 8 of those teams on film.
Really?
Whether it was if we played them or just searching them on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes to practices, even Coop can attest to this. I had him playing receiver sometimes. I would run their offense and their defense against us.
Oh,
in
nice.
practice.
See, okay.
So they can get the live look.
Nice.
When it comes to film, I drove up with Coop to Michigan one time to record a team.
Wow.
My team wasn't even playing the tournament, but I
Right.
wanted to record that team just so we can have a film night with the boys
For
and they
sure.
can see everything that they're going to see.
Nice, nice.
It's when you get to these national tournaments, man, it's hard playing a good team
For sure,
blindsided.
for
You
sure.
got to be prepared for what they're
Yeah,
doing.
for sure.
So I think that was the biggest thing for us,
No
just
doubt.
preparation
No doubt.
and being ready.
Just repetition, making sure we're sharp on what we do. Everything is just in-house compared to travel. To me, is just like 2 different animals. It's a lot faster. Everything goes a lot quicker. So you got to be prepared for the speed of the game.
Yes. Just to piggyback off what you said real quick, when you talk about everything moves so fast, just a pointer for anyone out there, you want to have the fastest moving team in all aspects, whether it's
Yep.
registering, having your team at the field, warming up on time, and in-game play style. Because like you said, the game goes so fast and when it comes to travel, when you get in these tournaments. And you guys seen it. My goal was to have the fastest moving offense in the entire tournament. I had refs make rules, I think, about us. I had refs mad at us, but we wanted to be the fastest moving team because at the end of the day, you're playing kids versus kids. Kids get confused. So if my team's not confused and I can get their team confused just by being so fast, making that coach call timeouts, we were on the go the entire game. You know, whether it was we're at the field first, we're on offense first, you know, once the possession flips, my team's already down there waiting to snap the ball. You know what I mean? So I think, like you said, everything moves so fast, but you want to have your team move the fastest.
I love that. Just a comment on that. I think I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They started saying officials started saying we're not moving that fast anymore. It's probably because of some of the stuff like that you would do, because they would say, hey, we're moving at the same speed the entire game, which I feel like to me is a cop out. When officials don't move, I hate when officials take forever to set up, get to the other side of the field when it's like, yo, but time is ticking, we might be down. So that's really a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you can't even snap the ball until the blitzer, the 7-yard rush
and they
line
take
is-
forever, man. It's like, man.
And it's not a fair advantage because that other team can just, you know, you can coach against that.
Yes.
Hey, blitzer, don't get set. Take your time until you see our defense set. Don't get set.
For sure.
You know what I mean? You can coach against that, you know, pretty much. And I think that's just an unfair advantage to the offense.
sure.
But
Yeah.
I'm an offensive guy, so I might be a little biased right now.
Yeah,
So.
good point. Good point.
So let's talk about this upcoming spring season that's coming up. What are your goals as a team for the team and for you personally for this upcoming spring season?
And the main thing for me is developing the kid. You know, that's like, if anything I love more than anything in this game is to see a kid that you get from that season raw, and then when they leave, they're like so much a better player. That's my main goal. I mean, honestly, like, that I get more joy out of that almost than just like close to winning the championship for me. Because I mean, it's great to do that. Those accolades are good and everything, but at the end of the day, it's like, how did you affect that kid that you were coaching to make them better? Like how did you affect that skill set that they were working on? You know, and then to see them get better from what you had them, and they're still getting better and better. Man, there ain't nothing like that feeling for me. You know what I mean? I mean, I won a lot of championships. I've been a part of a lot of whatever, but that part of the game, seeing your player develop into something amazing or just even better than when you had them, and having the parents say that, you can keep all your awards. That's the award I want right there. That's the one I want.
I think for us, it's one to actually get a season under our belt of knowledge. Valley Prep's here. It's not going anywhere. You know, we're founded in a strong foundation. We're with a organization, you guys, that it's only going to get better. You know, it's the feet are set here. Seeing our players, you know, just have joy. That's it. Make memories. At the end of it all, when life's, you know, lights turn out, you know, and they turn out for everybody, your legacy is only what you left behind. And it's carried through that, you know, the teachings, you know, on to generations further. So that's what I look to. That's my personal thing, you know, to have left a bigger pot behind than the pot I took.
Yeah.
So that's a personal side for me, and the coaches in my organization. For, you know, we had X amount of wins last year, X amount of losses. We want to get better than that.
For sure.
You know, we're out here to win. You know, we're out here to compete. And putting everybody on notice, like, we're here. You know, we're here with a new kid in town.
Love that.
But you know, we got a big bag behind us.
No doubt.
And winning legitly allows you to expand your organization.
For sure.
You know, when you guys are posting and you see all the media and
sure.
Pittsburgh NFL flag and, you know, Pittsburgh Elite and the Browns and this and that, it starts to catch an eye. Well, then it starts to catch a heart. You can catch an eye, but when you get a hold of someone's heart, these kids' hearts, coaches' hearts, families' hearts, and apply it, that's where the growth and development comes from in the league. You know, it's a huge GD thing. It's big, and we represent that. So that's where we're trying to grow on that side.
All right. So real quick, I want to turn it over to Jay. So like for our league now, like you want to step into a new role. So kind of tell people what you want to do for our league, like moving forward.
Absolutely. Kind of just bring it up to date. You know, not saying it's outdated right now, but bring it up to date with what younger kids are wanting to see or wanting to experience. You know, I'm taking the role as game day operations, but, you know, it's a lot more than that. You know, this year we're starting out with a live draft. You know, we're trying to literally emulate the NFL draft to a T. You know, from the green room, from kids getting walked down to getting on stage, dressing to impress, all type of small stuff like that is what is going to take our league even further than it is already. And even game day activities. You know, I go to a lot of Steeler games, Pitt games, and just seeing, like, you know, different things at halftime or different things pregame. I want to bring that here as well. You know, I want to have halftime shows. I want games being recorded. I want all the fun stuff, basically. You know, I just want to make the league even more fun than it already is.
No doubt. All right. So we're trying to wrap this thing up, but I want to throw this question out because, again, I love this one. The fact that I don't know if it's the gaming committee. I'm not sure what body it is for the LA Olympics introducing flag football. What do you feel like the trickle down effect would be, because now they'll be able to see like the Olympics playing flag football for like the next few years for flag football for the youth.
So I'll take this one. My daughter plays. You know, she's here. You know, we have as many young ladies in our organization playing this year as I believe the rest of the organization. Yeah. So next year we plan to have all female teams.
Love that, man.
We already have a jump. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know, we have girls in this league that have been playing now 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. Yeah, we're ahead of the curve.
No doubt.
We're ahead of the game.
For sure.
What would it feel like, to see one of ours, whether it's one of our daughters, one of our girls on our team, one of our athletes in the league, to hold up a chip and say, Pittsburgh NFL flag. I know we're all driving to that.
No doubt.
I mean, that makes you hungry.
No doubt.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and we're all going to be, some of us will be older and sit back. Jay, you got a ways. But we'll be sitting back. Like, man, what a thing you did. What a thing you two have, created. This is amazing. I mean,
sure.
You guys, I know we all share this, humble to a fault. But damn, what a thing you guys have done. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
It's wonderful. But yeah, when you see one of our girls up there, maybe you see one of our damn teams up there. Yeah. How about that? See one of our teams up there.
Doubt.
Girls getting scholarships to college.
Crazy, right?
That this is new. Yeah, man.
The way it's taken off is just, I don't think anybody's seen it. Like, honestly, I feel like in the next 5 years, flag is just gonna be a super big phenomenon. Like why not? It gives players extra reps, and there'll be more opportunities. Say you don't even make it to the NFL, you can get on the Olympic team now. Like, that's crazy to represent your country.
No doubt.
Playing football.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Man, that's amazing. And then you put the girls into that equation, and that's taking off faster than flag itself.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We've been an organization for 22 illustrious years. You know what I mean? Best league of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the game of flag for females has taken off faster than how long y'all been running the league. That's incredible.
Right.
So, I mean, if you just factor those two things in, it's only going to be a matter of time.
No doubt.
It's going to be a matter of time.
No doubt.
And don't forget, though, also, not just that, but the mom commitment to the athletes. I think we forget about that sometimes. We have 60 moms showing up with their 60 sons and daughters. You know, so these moms, we have female coaches that are moms saying, "Hey, yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
These guys said everything I need to say, you know,
Okay.
but it's honestly just going to continue to keep growing the sport.
sure.
You know, you already see the NFL Pro Bowl doing it. So it's just going to be kids just continue watching and wanting to be a part of it.
For sure.
You know, so it's just going to keep on continuing to grow the sport.
No doubt.
All right, one more question as we wrap it up here. You all are coaches. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to coach flag football and say this is the sport to be in? What advice would you give to them if they haven't done it before or what?
Do it for the right reason. You know, don't do it don't do it for yourself. Don't come in here just to call yourself the best coach. Don't do it for championships. You know, do it for the right reason. You know, particularly me, like I said earlier, I started just to, you know, be around my brother a little bit more, connect with him, and then it grew to a lot more than that. But just do it for the right reason. You know, be a community person, help out as much as you can. That's pretty much it.
I'm going to take a little something from my man, Coach Tomlin. You know, everybody know that's my favorite coach. But he did say something. That's a joke, by the way. But he did say something that kind of stuck with me. And everybody probably seen this on their feeds and stuff. He said, I love coaches that avoid being coaches.
Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He said, I love that. And how he broke it down was just like, you know, just coaches that just avoid coaching players. Don't be that coach. Don't be that coach. Make it about the kids or make it about the player. The more you affect their lives, that's what really matters. I mean, I've said it in this interview already, but make it about the kids. Don't make it like Coach Jay said. Don't make it about you. Don't make it about, you know, I want to get 50. I mean, that's nice. You want to get 50 rings, but would you be more happy for a kid that never got a ring in their life to get one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let it be about the kids,
No
not
doubt.
about you. It's about the kids.
No doubt.
I would say just you know, try something new. It's a good introduction to coaching. It's a good introduction. People thought they couldn't do it. You know, it's a great introduction to it. And be a humble deflector. You know, people will say, you know, Coach say, great job. Coach Glenn, Coach D, yeah, you know, no, man, I'm just the point. You know, it's the squad behind me that allows me to be. So being humble, it's probably the biggest gift in your tool bag. Come try it. Come check it out. You know, I know we need a couple more coaches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, come check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm learning. You know, I'm a wrestling coach, coaching flag football. We can do this. We'll show you. You know,
No
we'll
doubt.
take care of everything.
No doubt.
You know, we'll take care of it all. We just need you to show up and love on these kids.
For sure.
You know, show your heart to these kids, and even to some of the parents. You know, some of the parents need the love too.
That's a good point.
So
That's a good point.
yeah, man, coaching it can be God's gift for you to give your traits out. But if you come for the wrong reasons, you know, it could be, you know, the devil's weapon.
No doubt. Yeah,
Because
no
it'll
doubt.
have you in your head at 2 a.m.
For sure. Yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what? I mean, it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted me to say something.
No,
okay.
it's all good for me. Again, great talk, great conversation,
For sure,
fellas. You
for
know,
sure.
great words
Appreciate
as
having you
always.
guys.
And you know, like I said before, you can always catch us on every episode. If you want to see us, make sure you go to our Facebook, our YouTube channel, Pittsburgh NFL League, Facebook, Instagram. Catch us on there. But yeah, our guests, where can people reach you at? And your socials, and you know, reach out to you all. Go ahead.
I'm on Twitter, Coach J Turner 1. Always talking football on there. So
Nice.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Valley Prep Academy, or you can reach us at Valley Prep Academy 2024 at Gmail. We'll get back to you right away.
Catch me on X, Diesel Pro. I just be chilling. That's all. About family.
So that wraps it up for us here at NFL Flag Talk, another episode. Thanks for joining us.
Spring flag football.
Good luck to all the organizations around the
Sure.
country. Make sure you prosper, multiply each year, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
All right. Appreciate
Best league of the year.
Oh, let's go, man. All right, man. Let's take a picture for the thumbnail. Appreciate you guys.
My shorty bad like Shakira. I told her look in the mirror. Don't need a license to carry.